Hello and good morning. On a Monday morning, I've got a very croaky voice. I'm also dressed like a stupid elf because it's nearly Christmas and I have got lots of bells. So, yes, excuse my silly elf outfit with 600 bells on. But as it's Christmas, I thought I'd get into the Christmas spirit a little bit. So, excuse my croaky voice. I am struggling today. But today we're going to be talking about sharing content on social media and why it's not always the best idea to share content on your social media. Okay, now I'm going to do a little competition at the end of the stream. So if you are watching live, please give me a wave, say hello, whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you're watching in my Facebook group, because you get to win a little animated, personalized little animation for Christmas that you can share on your social media. So that's quite exciting. So if you let me know that you're here by giving me a wave or giving me a content and writing in the chat, I'll write your name on a post-it note and it's going to go into Santa's boots and put your drawing at the end of this live video to see who wins. So so do say hello and I will sort that. And then we're going to just go have a chat about sharing content on social media, why it's can be detrimental to your social media pages. And also I'm going to finish with top tips on things not to share on your social media. So Christmas is all about sharing, but today I'm going to be telling you why sharing is not that good on social media. So, hi Net. Hi Net, yes, Elfie, I am dressed as an elf today with my bells because we are jingling. Right, Net has said hello. So Net is going on the post-it note and is being put into the draw to win a video, a silly Christmas video that you can all put on your social media because Christmas is about having fun. So please, if you're watching, there's a few of you watching, I can see today. So you've got to type in the chat to win. Right. So let me know again if you've got any questions. Just let me know whilst we are streaming if anything's not clear. If you've got any experiences as well, please do share them. Oh, hi, Amanda. Amanda's going into the draw. All right, Amanda's name on. Amanda's going into the draw to win a Christmas video. That's 2 people in the draw. Oh, it's exciting. Okay, right. So why shouldn't you share content on social media? And what do I mean by sharing content on social media? Well, basically what I mean is if you see a good post on social media, you think, oh, brilliant. That'd be really relevant to my customers. I'm going to share that to my social media platform, whether you're on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, whatever. Maybe not YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. And we go, great, brilliant. I will share that. But why is that not the best idea? And I'll tell you why. Because when you share content, you might have noticed, and again, check your analytics on your social media, check that data. But when you share content, you get a massively reduced reach. So all that content that you share, you may reach a tiny, tiny fraction of the people that are following your social media pages. Whereas if you write your very own post, you're probably going to get a decent amount. I've been looking at my content recently, and I would say a shared post gets about 1/5 of the reach, 1/5 of the views that it would normally do to a normal post, whether you're on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. So sharing content, although it might look brilliant, is shared content from another platform onto yours, and you get hardly any reach whatsoever. And then if nobody engages with that share within the first hour, it just dies. It dies a death. So if people jump onto your social media profile, then yes, it looks okay because you're sharing relevant content and they might stumble across it. But actually, the best way to do it is to actually repurpose that content and create a post with it. Okay, so I'll tell you what I mean by that in a minute. Oh, Net says she loves my outfit. Thank you. It's a full outfit. Look. It's a full outfit. It's got bells on and everything. I'm quite chuffed with my elf outfit. I've got another one next week for my last live stream. So, yes, thanks, Net. Okay. Again, if you're watching live, just send me a wave or say hello, and I'll put your name into the hat to win a Christmas personalised cartoon that is animated. So that's very exciting. Okay. So if you've got so you've seen a fantastic post, you think it's really relevant. You think, wow, that post is brilliant. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, what I would suggest you do is take that content, rewrite it slightly, put a relevant image on it. And then the first thing we do, we don't pretend it's our own content because we can't do that, but we actually tag the originator in. So if I see a fantastic post on, have a great some great top tips on increasing your visibility on Facebook, for example. If I see a post about that, I'm like, oh, that's brilliant. Okay, right. Well, what I'll do is I will rather say, right, okay, here are some top tips of this that I've seen from, and then tag that person in that's originated that content. So you might tag them in with a little @ sign. Thanks for this fantastic, insightful information. Tag them in. This is a summary of what they've talked about. And then if you want to then put the link in, you can put the link into the post, or even better, you can put the link into the comments below if people are really interested in it. But quite often, let me get a drink, I'm losing my voice, but quite often what you might want to do is simply just summarize it. You know, people don't always want to read a really long article. Just put the key points in there, and you often get enough information in there, and it's really useful for your readers. But the key thing is tag whoever has written it into your post, so that you are giving them credit and you're not pretending it's all your stuff. There is, particularly on LinkedIn, there's a lot of conversations around, on LinkedIn, there's a lot of conversations that relate to actually sharing content can be quite detrimental. So, for example, if you write a fantastic post that's really engaging, and then some of your followers, some of the people you connected to, particularly on LinkedIn, then share that content, then what happens is it actually dilutes that post. And what I mean is on LinkedIn, you might write this great post, and then a few people might share it. And they're sharing it, and some people will share it, and it'll get engagement. But what happens is that engagement happens on all those other shared posts, rather than that engagement and those comments going onto your post. So the way you want to really develop your posts on any social media is by getting as many comments in and questions into your post. But if people are sharing it, the conversations that are happening on their pages, on their social media pages, whereas on LinkedIn, you want that conversation to happen on your post to help boost it even further. And remember, if your first connections on LinkedIn are sharing that content, then all their first connections are potentially going to see it, who are your second connections. So they're your second connections would potentially see it anyway and hopefully comment on your feed. So actually, by people sharing your content on LinkedIn, it actually dilutes the impact of that post. So that's why, really, when you see all these competitions, let me swallow this. When you see all these competitions saying, share this to win, it's really not a good strategy for getting high visibility on your posts. Amanda said reciprocity. I can't even say reciprocity. I can't even say that today. I've got such a sore throat. It's great for social media. Exactly. Do you want to explain a little bit about what you mean there, Amanda? As in, basically, I think what she's trying to say is that sharing and tagging people in and rewarding for people content and mentioning them for some great content is always good as well. It gives you brownie points as a business, and it shows that you are communicating and engaging with other people's content. Okay, so if you are going to run competitions this Christmas, excuse me, don't ask people to share your posts, okay? Basically, ask them to comment. You can ask them to comment or just ask a question. The algorithm, the little robots in the back of all our social media, they scan every word you put into those posts before it's posted. So again, you want to be making sure that you're not putting things like and share this to win, because those little robots, they know, they're looking out for those words and they reduce your reach of those posts. So you've got to be a little bit more creative. This is about creating a conversation in and under your social media content. So we're going to create a conversation and not asking people to share it, because we do, as soon as you put that word into your post, it gets picked up. It gets picked up by the bots and it will immediately reduce your post as well. So that's another reason why sharing is not a fantastic idea on social media. Okay. Really sorry. I'm struggling today with this stupid cold. Okay. So social media platforms love new content. They love content that is curated to create a conversation underneath, and they love it. So the best thing you can do is create posts with new content that's not really encouraging people to share it. Now remember, we've got a few people watching on the live stream. If you say hello and give us a wave, your name goes into the hat to win an animated video. So please give us a wave in the chat, type a wave or say hello. Okay. So again, new content rather than sharing it, repurposing fantastic content that you have seen. But sometimes sharing is brilliant. You know, I don't want to say don't ever share, because sometimes you should share content. It's never, ever going to be as impactful as creating your own content, but it can have benefits as well. So I would suggest, if you have created your own fantastic content, depending on the size of your social media followers and what platform you're on, but then you can share that content in appropriate places where you know it's going to create a great conversation. So for example, I've got a client who works in just creates Dungeons and Dragons type gaming mats. And what we do with his content is we create these fantastic images, fantastic little videos, and then we share it into these very, very niche community groups. And that actually gets great engagement, because what we're not trying to do is sell it. So we're not going in there and sharing our content and selling it. So again, if you write a great sales post, please don't just share it into groups on Facebook or groups in LinkedIn. Don't share them into groups with loads of sales posts. It's spammy. It's spammy. And people don't like it. A lot of groups don't allow you on Facebook to share sales posts anyway. So you've got to have a think about creating a conversation and sharing content that is relevant and useful and will inspire those people that are members of that group. So it is appropriate sometimes to share your own content. So I'm not saying never share any content, but make sure it's engaging content and into the right groups, abiding by those groups' rules. Okay. Now, the thing about sharing this content is sometimes if you're really struggling, then sharing the odd post from a great influencer is actually quite useful. I'm not saying don't ever do it, but what I am saying is there are so many social media profiles that I see on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and all they ever do is share other people's content on their newsfeed. And it's not it just doesn't get enough reach. You've got to have a mix of content when it comes to social media. So if you are going to share content, just share the odd one, maybe 1 in 8. Oh, hi, Heather. Hi, hello. Oh, your name goes into the hat as well. Heather won last week, but your name, Heather, you go into the hat as well. You might win another Christmas video. We did a nice little Christmas video for Heather last week with one of the dogs. We've got 3 people in the hat today. Okay, anyone else watching who's watching live, if you're on YouTube, just write some comments in the chat. And if you're watching on Facebook, just give me a wave or say hello. Ask me a question and I'll put it in the hat. So if you've got any questions about sharing content, I hope I made that quite clear. My voice is going. So sharing content, keep it to an absolute minimum. Share useful, insightful information to a minimum. Repurpose it if you can, because that's going to be much more valuable, and tag in the originator who'd written that content. Or alternatively, write fantastic content of your own and share them into relevant groups if you're on Facebook, for example. But again, make it relevant. Don't just do sales posts and share them. Okay. Now, I did say at the end as well that we would talk about things that you should never share on social media. So I'm just going to do a quick bullet fire list of things that I recommend you don't share. Now, not everyone always agrees with me on this one, but these are what I always recommend. Is that we do not share anything. Now, this one is quite a hot topic at the moment here in the UK. We're watching from the UK, and that is political, anything to do with politics. Please don't share. Now, we all have our own political views, and businesses may have your own political views. I come from a public sector background where we're absolutely banned from talking, for obvious reasons, about anything political. However, I do carry this forward and do recommend businesses not to offer their political opinions, simply because your customers may not have the same opinions as you. They may not agree with your political outlook, and potentially you may lose customers. It's people get very, very emotional over political things, and you don't want to lose customers over it. So I would avoid any political inclination with regards to posting content on your business pages. I really would avoid that. The same to do with religious posts as well. Sorry, I'm really good at cough. I think I might have to. Oh dear, not a good day today. Right, so no religion on your posts. It's a shame this is live, otherwise I could edit it out, couldn't I? Right, no religion. For obvious reasons as well. Not everyone follows the same religions. So again, you don't want to alienate your potential customers. No sexual content, no sexual innuendos or jokes or anything like that. Please, again, keep away from there. This is not about, we all like to have a laugh and a giggle, but sometimes it can offend people. So again, don't do that. Now, another one I always recommend is don't swear. Don't swear. Don't use bad language. A lot of people disagree with me on this one, but I am for one there is no need. So why do it? Some influencers prefer to do this, but I personally, avoid all bad language on there. Make sure if you're posting content about your staff, make sure you've got their permission, and the same with clients as well. By all means, share client stories because they work really, really well. But please don't. Make sure you always get their permission if you're going to and type some content on there. Now, what you can do with clients, if they've shared a review or they've spoken something publicly about your business, absolutely share it. You don't need to ask their permission because it's in the public domain. But if you are sharing content that isn't in the public domain, you do need to get permission. Oh, and thanks, Heather. Heather completely agrees on the swearing as well. There are a lot of people who disagree with that, but don't swear. Don't be argumentative and don't shame people. I saw a post on LinkedIn a few months ago, and it was a private message that had been sent to someone, which was inappropriate. Absolutely was inappropriate. But they basically screenshotted this private message that was totally inappropriate and basically publicly outed them. Please don't do that. Because by a series of elimination, everyone figured out who this person was, even though they'd made a vague attempt to blank out the name. But if you have disagreements, if you have inappropriate comments coming through on any of your social media, and we will do at some point if we have quite active social media content, deal with it behind closed doors. Don't deal with it publicly. Yes, you'll get loads of comments and loads of support, but you can guarantee the people that don't like and don't comment on it basically don't think it's not a very professional way of dealing with issues such as that. So again, don't shame and brain. No, I can't talk now. You know what I mean. No derogatory comments about customers or anything like that. So that's kind of a quick fire things of other things you shouldn't share on social media. Obviously, keep appropriate images. Don't ever share other people's images without their permission. And what I mean by share is download them and then put them on. You can share content with pictures on. But again, one thing people forget is that any image on social media is copyrighted. That image belongs to that person who originally took that image. You cannot download an image and then just share it on your own post. So again, make sure the images you are sharing are all copyrighted. So that is a quick run through of why you should limit your sharing on social media, when's good to share, when's not good to share, and things that you should never share on social media. So as it's Christmas, it's all about sharing, but today was all about not sharing on my social media content. Okay. Now, if there's anyone else wants a chance at winning a personalised video, I've got 3 names in the hat. I'm going to draw in it in a minute. Give me a wave, say hi. I'll draw them in a second. So next week, I have another fantastic Christmas outfit, believe it or not. Next week will be my last live before Christmas, so we'll be going all out. I will be giving away more videos next week. And next week, I will be giving you the 12 days of content. So I'm going to be giving you 12 Christmassy ideas of things that you can post over the festive period. Because if we're all having a bit of time off, you might want to schedule some posts in. So I'm going to be sharing 12 ideas that you could schedule in over Christmas that's going to get your customers, your followers engaged. Okay, so now is the time we are going to draw the name out of the hat. Who is going to win today's video? Oh my goodness. Heather has won again. Heather, you've won again. Right, I'm going to draw another one. I'll do 2 this week because Heather won last week. I'm going to draw another one. We'll do 2. Oh, Amanda. Amanda, well done. You have won a Christmas video. Oh, well, thanks everybody for engaging. I will, Amanda and Heather, please WhatsApp me. I'll send you my number. WhatsApp me a picture of your face. And I will give you a little Christmas animation video. So well done, guys. And if you want another chance of winning next week for the Christmas video, I'm sure Heather will share it. For those that are watching on Facebook, please do share them in the group. They're all a bit of fun. Heather says, haha, I never win anything as long as you're sure. Thank you. That's twice in a row, Heather. And Amanda's won. Well done, Amanda, and you are welcome. Right, I will see you next Monday again at 12:30. If you're watching on YouTube, please do subscribe to my channel. And have a great week, everybody. See you later. Bye. Bye, guys.